It's a mineral that's been nicknamed white gold for almost 1,000 years. Once a key ingredient in the preservation of food, salt is the treasure of France's eastern Jura region. Our own salt road starts underground in this factory, one that's as spacious as a cathedral.
It's completely magical. When you think about it, what's been created here over several centuries, it couldn't be done again today. It's something long-lasting and which will never collapse.
It's testimony to 200 years of history, punctuated by the incessant beat of this hydraulic pump. Beneath our feet are the sources of Salins-les-Bains, a town whose waters are more salty than those in the ocean.
It's this pump which draws the salty water up from 246 metres down. It's the same principle as an oil well. The pump draws up the salt water and keeps on going.
Since the Middle Ages, this brine water has been heated by firewood to be evaporated. These pictures, filmed in the 1930s, show what life was like for salt workers here. Entire generations dedicated their lives to the industry. Today, salt from this region is still used to make icy roads safer, but also to produce caramel, like here, high up in the Morteau valley, at an altitude of 800 metres.
Here we're preparing the caramel using local salt.
Salt water from the Jura, milk and glucose syrup are all blended together for 20 minutes in these copper vats.
Now I'm pouring out the caramel from the pan.
It's the delicious marriage of salt and sugar.
I'll let you taste a little bit of our salted caramel, freshly made right here.
On the other side of the border in Switzerland, on the banks of Lake Neuchâtel, locals also know how to take advantage of this natural wealth. In Yverdon-les-Bains, bathers come to plunge into these rich mineral waters. At this spa, the temperature is cosily kept at over 30 degrees Celsius.
It helps you to ease and relax.
It calms you down and helps you feel better.
As well as being rich in salt, the water also contains sulphur, fluorine and magnesium.
Here we're in the basement of the spa, under the swimming pools.
A maze of corridors and pipes designed to exploit a mineral source first discovered by the Romans.
This is where the waters come in from the hot spring 500 metres down.
Thousands flock here each year to relieve the pains of arthritis and rheumatism.
OK, bend your knees and push forward and now back.
After a 3-week treatment, we see a beneficial effect lasting for 6 months, and patients use 50% less medication.
This beneficial water is still being used elsewhere in the region. We head now to the salt mines in Bex, on the edge of Lake Geneva. In order to reach the salt face, we have to take this little underground train. Salt crystals cluster on all of the walls, giving the 40 kilometres of corridors here an underwater effect. These long tunnels were first dug out in the 17th century.
Mind your heads. This is anhydrite that dates back 200 million years. It's like being at the bottom of the ocean.
Today there are no longer any miners here, and production is all industrial. Fresh water is pumped continuously into the stone to dissolve the salt.
It's much easier than the olden days when the rocks were cut out and then carried out to have this salt extracted. Now we just have 4 technicians who control all the automatic workings of the mine.
The diluted salt is processed in this plant located just a few kilometres down the road.
15,000 litres of salt water go in and 4,000 kilograms of salt come out every hour.
Still an essential commodity for consumers, salt remains big business.
This is our stock of salt for winter. We can hold a maximum of 12,000 tonnes.
It's forbidden in Switzerland to import salt from abroad. According to geologists, the salt still buried deep under the mountains here is expected to supply the market for another 250 years.